you keep outgrowing stuff. When you're younger, you have these things that you like, and then you're like, I like this, and I always will. And sometimes those things stay, or as time changes, you like a thing, but it becomes nostalgia. I remember I used to love that, so now whenever I think about that thing that I used to love, I think about it fondly because I was younger and dumber, and life and things seem more possible. And that's why you like WE wrestling or whatever it was. And then as time goes on, you know that it's dumb. But when you see something, it reminds you of when you were younger and you used to watch some kind of thing that girls watch, to include everybody. So you like that thing. You like to watch Three's Company because it was on when you came home from school. So you fondly reminisce about it or something like this. But I just have a life now, like I never had before. Like, I don't like any of the same things I liked. I don't have any artists. Like, I'm a creative type. So I used to have artists that I admired. I don't admire anybody anymore. I have a couple of books. I have Andrew Wyeth books. I like his work. Egg Tempras. I just like the weird feeling of like being alone somewhere painting something that comes through, and pretty much every one of that guy's paintings is like, I sat here for hours and painted this thing, but somehow the painting feels like that, and for whatever reason, that's the kind of feeling I like. Probably because being an artist, creative type is such a solitary thing. Like, I dare I say monastic, where you're just doing this focused, fixed thing. Well, not so much, not for all artists. Because a lot of people just have some kind of music on, or TV and music, and then they're also working on their artwork, and they might have something cooking, away from the table, or the kids are running down the hallway with the door open because you got to be able to hear them, and that's how you're making your artwork, and you're making living doing this maybe. Something happened to me, but I don't like anything anymore. Like, a couple times I was working on stuff. Like, I haven't had time lately. I wanted to work on a painting, and I haven't had time to do it. I've been busy, and it's been a lot of back and forth. It's not just usual where I just get to stay home and do everything from home. I had a lot of travel over the last 3 weeks, and it's affected. You can see I didn't have videos and stuff. And I like making them, but I'm tired of being in them. So this one I'm just recording with a mic because there's no, because I can't be seen. So I'm like, yeah, I can just like chill and make this video. I don't have pre-planning for it. But I got tired of complaining about stuff, and like, I guess I'm gonna make a video that hates about something. I don't know what's funny. Like, I just wasn't good at being funny, maybe. So everything that's funny is by me to make fun of or mocking something else. Maybe I need to learn how to practice making funny faces and slipping on banana peels. I feel like I'm too old for that, but maybe I could do it. But I'm not saying I'm not gonna make videos where I'm slipping around and shit. That's dumb. But I don't have anything to say like I used to, because I just become more and more out of touch with all the kinds of stuff I used to complain about, like with movies, and I look at those old videos and I'm like, I don't even want to talk like that anymore. I would never invite that guy over to dinner. No wonder nobody wanted to play with me. Terrible videos. Nothing's changed. But I don't know. So many people make podcasts. This was my thing that I did. But it's dumb. Like, I'm so embarrassed. Like, here and there's like, God, that was 2 minutes. That was funny or something. But I talked for an hour. Like, I have so many videos that nobody's seen. I said this before. I've shown it. I have even more than that now, where I have like 5-parters that are an hour each. And I just talk about whatever I want, but I don't want anybody to hear it anymore. I'm not too picky about what it is that I say. It's just, yeah, it is. I'm too picky about it. That's exactly what it is. I'm too picky. I don't want to be heard. I know what it's like to have my say, and I said whatever I wanted, and it was thoroughly embarrassing. And I'm glad that you're one of the only people that found out. people are different. I'm not on social media. Like people, like everybody, like right away can have like a funny comeback for something. We've been trained for this by our phones because, like, you know what I mean? Like not everybody, but a lot of people have become, I guess you could say, wittier or something, but it's not really a compliment. Because, you know, like that's the whole thing, like, you know, sending tweets and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't do any of that, so I don't know what I'm talking about, but people are always informing and updating, so you get better at it. Like the more you do a thing, the better you get at it. If you do it all the time, you can get really good at it. So people have become really good at using their phone to complain about or mock things, okay? Whether it's a video or a text or a tweet, any of those things, okay? And I don't care anymore. Like I just have a life and I appreciate things. I don't know what to say. Like how do I explain to you, like just being outside and I look up and I see crows and the sky and I can feel the sun and it's warm and my ducks quacking and stuff, and I like all that, and the birds are chirping and I'm like, yeah, and that's great. Or if I'm sitting around people and we're having fun, I'm like, wow, this is good company, you know. Or just meaningful toil where I'm like, yeah, I'm tired, I've been overdoing it lately, but it kind of feels great right now, and I'm tired and sore and I'm out of shape and shit like that. And spring is sprung, love is in the air, and all these things, and it's great. But I'm not cut to report on that. You know what I mean? Like I'm not made to know how to you know, I don't know what to do with that. You know, like I appreciate things in life by living it. And you know, I don't know. I don't feel the need to record it. So mostly when I make videos, I complain about stuff. And I don't feel like complaining anymore, and it hasn't gone away. So I did like a wrap up where I'm like, you know, all the music you like, it was funny to me because I don't like anything. So it was funny to me to do 36 minutes saying, oh, you like that? It's terrible. You think they're good? They stink. And you know, on and on. So then I cut it down to 22 minutes. And I know that if I could get that complaining about music down to 5 minute, like just super cut, like whatever I could jam into 5 minutes, that would probably be the best version. And I think about editing the video to that, and I'm like, yeah, why? Like, why do I want to do that? I'm like, well, for a couple of people, YouTube's my open mic thing, and it's fun. But everybody has like that comedy-itis disease thing where it's like everything like, this is funny, this could be material, I have a funny take on this. I'm tired of thinking that way. My brain kind of stopped. So it is pretty easy to get back into it when I do complaining because everybody makes podcasts, and I've spent so many hours of my life since like 2014 probably doing, well, I mean, I did podcasts before then too. Maybe 2011 I remember making them. But it was harder to do back then. By 2014 is when I figured out how to make it easy. And like you could upload as much as you wanted on YouTube for like hours. When it used to be on YouTube, like you had like 15-minute chunks or something. None of that matters. But the point is, I've been making podcasts for a long time, and they're really bad. Like they're all really bad. There's only a couple videos of mine that I like, and they're just too mean, and I'm just tired of hating things. It's completely natural, and I think it's all, well, it's, I don't know how natural, yeah, it's natural, but the reason that I'm even thinking about it at all is because I made so many videos, so many podcasts, so much complaining for so many years. I have a huge file of thumbnails from my old podcast. And I found files of other podcasts I've had, you know, going back to 2014, maybe before even. And yeah, it's terrible. I'm like, why did I think people needed to hear me talk about this? This is just so dumb. But I don't have like inspiring words or stories. I have complaining, oh, your music sucks, and get it, they're sluts. You know, like, women are, you know, terrible things. And I don't really feel that way, but that's the kind of stuff that's funny to me. So I'm having a hard time podcasting lately. And I don't, I'm not online that much. I've had a bad internet connection over the last couple weeks, so then I'm like, okay, it's not working again, and I just move on. It hasn't affected my work too much. But now my internet's working again, and I'm like, yeah, I still don't want to go online to do anything. Like I don't want to watch anything anymore. Is it weird that I'm just like, no, like I'm just having a life, and I used to constantly make content, probably out of loneliness or lonesomeness or whatever. But it's fun. It was fun. It was like I could just do whatever I want, and then I would do that. And I don't know, now since I have a lot of things going on, I spend so much more time sober that I'm not having as much fun just being, like a spontaneous video maker willing to embarrass myself. I'm like, I don't want to embarrass myself again. I'm tired of looking at my face. I'm tired of talking about what I like and what I don't like. Everybody complains about everything. I just don't have anything to say. Yeah, spring cleaning. I've been doing my own reevaluating things in my life, saying, you know what? Time to do this differently and that. You know what I mean? Like you have a year to review, and a little bit after, like a little bit into the new year, where it's like, okay, yeah, spring. Time to do spring cleaning. I just leave it at that. So I've been doing it, and it's uncomfortable because things have to change because we get used to doing things a certain way, and it's misery, but it's the misery we know, so it's like acceptable. And I don't know that I've really been asking for it, but I've kind of been doing review. It has something to do with portfolio. I have to look at my portfolio and all the work that I've done and kind of decide whether, like, what old stuff am I going to put out over, my whole, over the last 10 years of my output. What is portfolio pieces to change it up? Or do I just have to do 10 new pieces, something like this, and I can put 5 other old ones in there? And portfolios are different now because they're online. Like, people like to show a lot of stuff that they do. And I have it, but I don't care. Like, I don't want to do that anymore. Like, there's only certain kind of... I don't know, I just outgrew my artistic heroes. Did I say that earlier in this episode and never finish? I can't remember anymore. But I just don't... I am a guy now, so I just do what I do. So what other people do, I'm like, yeah, I don't do that. Does it make sense? It sounds like I'm trying to be a jerk, but I'm not. It's just, yeah, I'm old. Like, that was a fallible guy. Weren't her paintings great? Sure, but I don't admire anything anymore. That's kind of sad, right? Maybe I need to be uplifted or something. What's the right words? Maybe I need inspiration. I don't know. I don't know. But I at least wanted to do an episode where I'm like, yeah, I complained about women and I complained about music. Can I stop complaining about stuff? I saw a bunch of terrible movies. Does it matter? I have funny comments that I can make about why they weren't any good, but everybody else does that, and I don't want to hear them either. You know what I mean? And if you don't know what I mean, I used to listen to podcasts all the time. And then over maybe like the last 3 years, I just listened to less and less. And now this year and last year, I don't listen to any. Like, I used to do that all the time. Like, hey, I'm doing 7 things. I'll listen to a podcast. I kept making them, but I stopped listening to them. I haven't taken time to answer comments. I'd make videos and then delete them. And that's it. Like, I don't know I don't know if I should be doing anything or talking or what I should be talking about. I'd like to be funny, but my brain doesn't think that way. Like, I let it die, like I'm not on some kind of platform where I have to figure out funny quips. And even when I'm around people in life, I'll think of a joke or something. And I usually don't say it because I'm just happy to just be quiet. I'm tired of being a loudmouth. I got to say anything I wanted to say. I got to say it. So I'm not saying like, hey guys, this is my last video or my last podcast or whatever. I just don't know what I would want to talk about. You know, I just live a life. I just don't feel like making funny videos and stuff. I mean, I do. I'm trying to make I'm giving you this. I don't know what this is. But this is for a couple of people who've been listening to him for like a long time. And people who like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're listening to this, then it's for you. And if it isn't, it doesn't matter. So many people made podcasts. Oh, boo-hoo, somebody hated what I did. It was dumb. He was talking like he was talking to somebody. Yeah, a couple of people, all right? It's a small room. It's my open mic. But I just get tired of complaining about shit. Like, I guess they did that, then isn't that suck? Yeah, it's not fun anymore. I'm tired of complaining about old TV and picking apart the flaws of, you know, stupid shit. So, I don't know. I don't know what I'll be doing next. Or if I need some kind of inspiration. I've been just not inspired lately. I've been doing doodles and drawings and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I know how to do all that. Look at how, you know, how I learned how to draw those funny little cartoons. But it just is not anything. It's just not it. I need something, you know? I'm in some kind of creative, artistic thing, you know? Like I always used to have some kind of personal work going, and that was the first time where I'm like more mature than before, whatever you want to call it. Where I just don't have a personal, like, yeah, I want to do this. Like I'm doing 5 other things, and here's the thing that I do that I want to do. And I'm just I am that guy. Just doing that is the art. Does that make any sense to you? So I do this, but without a microphone. I have confidence I never had before, and I've used it to just shut up. I know. That's what I didn't know before. I used to know I didn't know shit, and now I know that I still don't know shit, but I know how to keep my mouth shut about it, and things still get done. But it doesn't help me with podcasting because I did make a bunch of episodes, and I digitized them to look like video game graphics, and they look neat, but I'm not putting them up. I have so many stories like that where, yeah, I made this neat little video, and you'd probably like it, but I don't want to show it to anybody because it's embarrassing, because I don't think anybody should see me doing anything. I don't know if my voice needs to be heard, especially because I don't want any of my old videos being up because they embarrass me so bad. They're so terrible. I wish all those channels would just go away. But I know this is a lot of people that make content, they keep deleting it, because I know people that do this. People have left it in the comments, and they're like, so I deleted all your videos again. I do that too, and I always regret it. Well, I have them. I've been saving them. I don't delete them forever. I always have copies. So I have so many videos that I did that people haven't even seen, that they'll never see. And I'm not going to delete them because I have terabytes of external hard drive. And it's not even taking up one, but there's so many videos, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know why. It's like some kind of disease of the modern world where people think they have to make content, and somehow I want to be cool, but I'm in some kind of loser denial like I make stupid things, and this is one of them. Now you're listening to it, and it makes me smart and thoughtful because it's deep and metatextual and other whatever words. And it has like these other layers to it or something. No, it's just like a problem, or like people, you can say anything you want and maybe a couple people will hear it, and that's success. It's an accomplishment. I don't know. But yeah, everything's kind of dumb, and I get now more than ever people having nostalgia where they're like, oh yeah, wasn't that better? Can I just go back to whatever? My romanticized misery, how it was terrible back then, but at least it was back then instead of now. Something, I don't know. But it's hard for me to do these. Like I said, I made a bunch of videos, but they're just not any good. Maybe they're the best that I ever did, probably. Because confidence levels, probably, so, to be direct about it, probably. you do a thing over and over again, you get better at it. But I don't like my voice. I don't have some kind of voice that should be heard. Look at my face. You're not supposed to look like that. It's terrible. You would never have me in a commercial to sell food. Look at that. Look at his face. Yeah, that's me, jerk. Yeah, so I don't want to be seen and I don't want to be heard, but I like making these because I know a couple people listen to them. So I I really do make these for a couple of people. And I feel obligation, like, no, I have to make something. I have to give them something. You know, like to make you laugh or something. But maybe I need to lighten up. Maybe I've been taking things too seriously because I've just been all over the place doing a whole bunch of different things. And, you know, and then I care about people in their lives too. You know, a life like everybody has. And I need new brake pads. You know, that's not cheap. The windshield's cracked. That's not going to pass inspection. My duck is sick. I don't know if she's going to make it. Bothers me. My dog died. Now I'm going to have no pets if she dies. You know, and you have your things that are like terrible. Like I want custody of my kids and I can't because the grandparents or whatever. You know, anything could be wrong with people. I don't have any problems like this. But I know people have problems with, you know, all kinds of terrible stuff. Don't leave them in the comments. I'm not going to read them anyway. But, you know, I want to come back, but I just don't know what to give you that I have to offer because I just used to kind of wear myself, you know, like, hey, I've been podcasting a long time. Now's that part where I just talk about anything I want about my own life and people in it, and it's embarrassing, but luckily not a lot of people have heard it, so I can say these things because they never found out that I said that about them, even though you don't know who they are. Yeah, and I'm tired of hearing about other people talk about stuff like this too for like a couple years now. And what I used to do, I stopped listening to podcasts, and then I started clipping things. What's old stuff that I liked? I was like, I can't believe that's on YouTube. I'm going to grab that and save it onto a thumb drive. So I did that, and I got as many things as I wanted, and a lot of it was for use for my podcast. Like I wanted sounds of Japanese commercials in the background, stuff like that, and weird music and little repeating sound pattern things, and I put them all in there while I made the podcast and just talk and talk and talk. But I don't feel like doing that anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I guess I've outgrown it. I'm doing this, but I don't know where I'm going, you know, like with podcasting. So I think what I'm going to try and do is just do like audio podcasts for a while. And you know, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I'm just tired of complaining about stuff. I start telling positive, life-affirming stories from my developmental years. I don't know. I probably have them. But they're probably going to come out convoluted and weird and, you know, with inappropriate lewd things in it or whatever. Maybe. Kind of was preoccupied with that when I was younger. But, I mean, every day I could just do whatever I wanted with someone's beautiful body. I didn't think that, you know, I just thought that would keep on I just never thought it would end. And now, you know, I don't know. I just don't, I just don't have the hate. I don't know, is that it? Doesn't matter. I mean, it's easy to go into modes where I could just say stuff that I think is funny, but I don't like being attached to it. I don't like that was me, even if, you know, nobody I see walking down the street knows that it was me. It's still embarrassing to me. So, I don't know. I'm just talking in circles now. Driving, like driving videos? What do you want me to do? Like, I'm going to go for a drive and talk about whatever I want. I can just sit, I'm doing that now. I can talk about whatever I want. I just don't have anything to talk about. And plus I know I have to go to bed because I got to get up early, so it's not encouraging me to keep talking. like this. But I just wanted to create some kind of entertainment zone where I'm like, here you go, here's something to hold you over. Yeah, I keep making them. So this is an attempt to do that, but it's also like the episode where I kind of explain where I'm at and what I'm doing, and I don't know, whatever else I went. Having trouble with, like, yeah, I don't really admire any artists anymore. I don't have any advice to ask any of my, other artists that are really talented. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of on my own with myself for advice. Like, yeah, I'm the one that's supposed to be telling people things. And so I don't know. Like, I just don't have nonsense to do like I had fun doing for so many years. I had so many fun. Like, it's so embarrassing. I was out of my mind. I made like 8 Christmas specials in one December. And I don't know what they were, but I remember crying and opening presents and just like horrible stuff. Horrible. And I don't even want to watch anybody else do that anymore either. I mean, I always want to see something funny, but I never do. I don't like, there's not one comedian I like. Oh, you know who you like, this guy? Probably I wouldn't. Nothing's funny. I mean, everything's funny. I still laugh all the time, and I think things are funny pretty much every day that I just think up in my own head. But I just don't feel the need to share them. They just pass. They're just moments like farts, like, that's gone. That was funny, right? Let it rip, and I just think something funny, and I laugh about it, and it stinks. Thank God I was alone and nobody heard that. But I had fun. So I guess I'll leave you with that. Something, an analogy of farts. Blowing farts and making podcasts. I've been doing it for years without thinking about it. And they stink. I'm done. I don't know what to do. I'm done. I'm going to go lay down. But thanks for hanging out with me. I don't know if you'll ever see this. But, thank you for hanging out with me. And, stay tuned. I'm just tired of hating on stuff, I redid those audio commentaries for the Japanese movies I always used to make fun of. The Akihabara Geeks Otaku 1994 and the Great Happiness Space. But I'm like, yeah, I'm complaining about this stuff, and it's not, I just don't feel like I should be saying it. Like, I used to make stuff where I'm like, I'm going to make the kind of podcast that's the kind of stuff that I would listen to somebody say because, because I am me. But now that I've said all the stuff I wanted to say, I don't want to listen to the shit I talk about either. So I don't listen to anybody talk about anything. I don't want to hear it. I've got, when I am around people and they say stuff, I don't want to hear that either. It's just nonsense mostly. I gotta go. So, this is what it is. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.